A little breezy and overcast at Camelback Ranch on this Sunday afternoon as the Dodgers welcome in the Oakland Athletics in Cactus League play. Hi again, everybody. Along with Rick Monday, I'm Tim Neverett. Kirsten Watson will join us in just a bit. It was a welcome sight back in the Dodger lineup yesterday, even though he was the DH. Today, Freddie Freeman back in there at first base.
Yeah, it is good news. Freeman was telling everybody, look, my leg's okay, and he proved that yesterday. He didn't waste any time at all the very first at bat. Well, he lines up the middle to center field. He had a couple of base hits. He walked on top of it. So yesterday, the DH, they liked it so well. Well, let's try him at first base this afternoon. But Freddie Freeman, yes, a sigh of relief. Welcome back.
He knows his schedule all the way up to opening day, and he is planning on sticking to it. So we'll see plenty of Freddie for the rest of spring training. Seeing plenty of Dustin May, too. Expecting him to go 5 innings today. He is a determined individual this spring.
And maybe a little bit better focus. We saw him his last outing. He actually got very irritated at a batter who had the audacity to step out of the box. What did he do? Well, he came back and struck him out. So for Dustin May, yeah, the Tommy John surgery, a thing in the past. Looking forward to 2023.
Dustin is healthy and ready to go. Code Red at Camelback Ranch. Fans are here a little bit bundled up, Arizona style, as the Dodgers and A's get set for the first pitch coming up. Where all your charbroiled burger wishes come true. Dodgers and A's this afternoon at Camelback Ranch. Let's go down on the field and say good afternoon to Kirsten.
Thanks, Tim. Well, I'm with pitching coach Mark Pryor. And, Mark, we've got Dustin May on the mound. He's came into the spring. He's healthy. What have you been seeing from him?
I mean, I've seen a guy who's been attacking the strike zone. I think all his pitches are in a pretty good spot right now. He's kind of had that full off season coming off of Tommy John with a little bit of the time that he pitched last year. But he's just been really effective. He's been strong. He's been attacking the strike zone. He's been really working hard on, being quicker to the plate, and he's, picked it up and taken it into games. And so I think what we're just seeing is a guy kind of rounding into form and hopefully peaking at the right time at the, when camp breaks.
All right. Well, Mark, I appreciate your time, and let's see what Dustin can do today.
Okay. Thanks so much.
All right. Mark Pryor weighing in on Dustin May, 2-0 in spring training, ERA 104, 13 strikeouts over 8 2/3 innings pitched. He's looked very good.
Looked very good, and what Mark Pryor was talking about, trying to speed things up also, the pitch clock, yes. Not really that much of an effort, but Dustin May's also been very vocal while he's been on the mound, striking some people out and having a few comments as he walks off the mound.
The A's lineup brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Esteuri Ruiz will lead off, then Ryan Noda, former Dodger prospect. Shea Langoliers, who now is going to be the starting catcher for the A's, will hit third. Capel, Soderstrom, their top prospect. Nick Allen, a good infield prospect, will also be in the lineup today for Oakland. So we're just about set to get this one underway.
That's cool. He looks even younger.
So May up on top of the hill, waiting to throw his first pitch. A's enter the game 8-12-2 under second-year manager Mark Kotsay. And the first pitch slung in there for a strike to Ruiz. He's 9 for 35 this spring.
I definitely remember that name being around.
And now the pitch. 0-2 fast. Interesting comment, too, by Mark Pryor, saying he hopes that Dustin May's peaking at the right time, right at the beginning of the season, getting set for the opening series. The full offseason after Tommy John surgery is so important, too, for Dustin May and his preparation for this spring. He's counting the pitch clock down. Breaking ball missing.
And Tim, the other big question that was answered for Dustin May is that when he came back last year at the end of the season, recuperating from the Tommy John surgery, he proved to himself that he was 100% and he was okay.
Ground ball toward the middle. Waiting there, Miguel Vargas. Sidearms to first for the out, one gone.
Well, they can tell you, hey, look, it's X number of months for a pitcher to come back from the Tommy John surgery. They tell you you're fine, you're okay, you can go ahead and throw 100%. But until you're out there and you can really prove it to yourself, how do you feel the day after? Now the second time out, how do you feel the day after that? Well, he's gone through that, and as you mentioned, the entire offseason build up and get ready for this year.
Ryan Noda Name may sound familiar to you. Former teammate of Dustin May's in Oklahoma City. But Noda was a Rule 5 pick by the A's, so chances are very good he's going to make that club. He was sort of blocked here at first base. Really not much upward movement for him in the Dodger organization. Did play some outfield. But he's got a chance to be in the big leagues with the A's this year.
Well, if you sign a contract with the A's right now, we talked the other day about competition. The Dodgers in the outfield with competition to be able to see who's going to be in left, who's going to be in center at the start. Well, with the A's, there's a lot of competition for a lot of different spots.
Yeah, they're still battling. They've got a full 40-man roster right now, but they only have 41 men remaining in camp. So they're getting down to the end of it. Pause by May and the 2-2.
Well, Dustin May just playing cat and mouse. He kind of believes, along with Max Scherzer, is look, if you can get ready to pitch and the batter is alert in the box, why not stand there, make the hitter feel uncomfortable?
Payoff pitch. The chopper slowly hit toward third, charged by Muncy, and he can't make the play. Ryan Noda reaches. That'll be a base hit. An infield single for Ryan Noda.
The other thing we noticed with the A's, talking about competition, really no chance here even for Muncy. If he feels the ball, can he throw it in time to get the runner? Most probably not going to have. But the A's, only 2 players are under contract beyond this year. So there's competition that goes hand in hand every day with Oakland right now.
Shea Langoliers, last year a AAA All-Star in the Pacific Coast League with Las Vegas. And he is going to be the everyday catcher for the Athletics. Manny Pena, somebody they had picked up to also catch, is going to end up on the IL to start the season. Runner goes, throw down, and stolen base easily by Noda. Second steal of the spring.
The A's trying to force issues, and not the strongest throw down to second base. It was an accurate throw, no question about that, but a big jump off of Dustin May. 6'6" right-hander, takes a little extra time to deliver.
Patrick Mazeika starting at catcher today. Hunter Fiducia will catch the back half of the game. Will Smith and Austin Barnes still in the WBC. Will Smith expected to catch tonight against Cuba. Semifinal game. 2-1 pitch to Langoliers from May. Inside. Goes to 3-1. Yeah, the A's are going to have to dip down in the minor leagues to get a backup catcher, at least to start the season. I was told by somebody with the A's earlier, yeah, we're going to figure it out. So they're still not quite sure what they're going to do for the backstop. But Langoliers, very good prospect, now an everyday major league catcher, and their #1 prospect, who will hit in the middle of the lineup today as a DH, Tyler Soderstrom. They want him to catch every day, so it looks like he'll be heading to the minor leagues, probably AAA. One out in the payoff pitch. This one's hammered deep to left field. Martinez back to the wall. It's gone. Langoliers with a 2-run home run.
Well, there's 2 people that knew it was long gone the moment of impact. Langoliers, first of all, who made the contact. Dustin May also, who threw the ball up there to home plate. They both knew instantly. Langoliers' elite defense. The question has been, how steady will the offense be? Well, very steady at the outset here.
Langoliers, his second spring training home run, and the A's jump on top of Dustin May and the Dodgers 2-0. Connor Capel, low ball 1. And so far in Dustin May's first couple of starts in spring training, and he did have a relief appearance his first outing. He'd only given up 1 earned run before that. Now 2 earnings here in the first. Capel at 321, 9-4-28. Waves and misses. 1-2.
Yeah, Capel facing May here. Of course, Capel came over. He was part of a waiver claim from St. Louis last season. Only 59 plate appearances at the major league level.
One out and the 2-2. He struck him out. 2 down. Dustin May just has some of the nastiest stuff, and when he has it all going, he's so tough.
Well, he has the velocity to begin with, and then paired with the velocity is just uncanny movement on his pitches normally.
Soderstrom a swing and a miss. He was headed to UCLA. However, a signing bonus of more than $3 million lured him to turn pro. And that's what he did. And he seems to be on the fast track to the major leagues.
Well, he's on the fast track last year, only 9 games at the AAA level at the ripe old age of 20.
The A's are very, very high on Soderstrom, and they should be.
Well, there's a couple of trade-offs. 29 home runs and 105 runs batted in. Now, those are amazing numbers. They would like for him to be able to cut down, make more contact, cut down on the strikeouts. 145 a season ago.
Hot shot snared by May. They'll throw him out. And that'll take care of Oakland in the top half of the first inning. Dustin needed 24 pitches to get through it. Gives up the 2-run home run to Langoliers. Dodgers coming to bat. DH today. Freddie Freeman back at first base. He'll bat second. JD Martinez in left field. Max Muncy batting cleanup at third. Trace Thompson in the outfield. The double play combination of Rojas and Vargas. Steven Duggar is in right field today, with Patrick Mazeika batting ninth and doing the catching against Shintaro Fujinami. Signed a 1-year deal with the Oakland A's. They're coming from the Hanshin Tigers. Been with the Tigers for a long time. Former starter there, but had been relieving the last several years. Fujinami. Say a lot of sliders. Fouled back and strike 2 to Outman.
Yeah, they had the big press conference to introduce the big right-hander. The Oakland media. And after he's introduced, he got up and spoke, and in English said, "Call me Fuji."
There's the 0-2. And strike 3 called. He nailed the inside corner. And Outman out on strikes.
Well, Fuji, big guy, 6'6". In fact, both pitchers starting today at 6.5 feet.
Well, Fujinami facing Freddie Freeman. In his first spring training start, it was against the Angels. And guess who his counterpart was on the mound? Shohei Ohtani. I think there was any interest in that matchup, even if it was an early spring training game. Well, the Angels asked for 23 media credentials. That's a lot for spring training. 23 media credentials from the media that covers from Japan to go over to Mesa and cover that game, even though Fujinami and Ohtani are only going to pitch about an inning each. 2-0 to Freddie. Check swing, foul.
There's plenty of gas and giddy up on that pitch. That was at 95, the last fastball he threw.
And this one's just inside. 3-1. He can get up to 97. 98, 99. He's been clocked at even 100 before in his career. 3-2 to Freddie. Good crowd on this Sunday afternoon. A little breezy today. Temperatures have cooled off. Wind was blowing in for a long time. 3-2 down the middle. Froze Freddie. That's strike 3. Fujinami has punched out the first 2 hitters.
Well, the other thing that Fujinami was talking about in the press conference, he thanked the A's, he thanked his agent. And then he said, and I quote, "I promise to my fans that I will do my best to show you my appreciation through my performance."
They said call him Fuji, but Mark Kotsay likes calling him Mount Fuji.
Well, he's 6'6".
Yeah, big guy. J.D. Martinez takes a slider up. 1-0 to J.D. 8 for 36 here in the spring, a home run. 6 runs batted in. He'll be the regular designated hitter, meaning he'll DH most days. A little roller towards short, excuse me. Nick Allen picks it up and throws him out, and it's a tidy 1-2-3. Bottom of the first for Shintaro Fujinami. Took him just 11 pitches to get through the first. Oakland 2, Dodgers nothing. Heading to the top half of the second inning. Fujinami, a really good inning, striking out Outman and Freeman, and then getting Martinez to ground out on a check swing. Nick Allen, the shortstop, leads off against Dustin May. Nick Allen out of San Diego. 3rd round pick in 2017. Right out of high school. He committed to USC, but never played for the Trojans as he signed out of high school. And a smash down to short. Rojas. 1 out.
By the way, the sound in the background, your favorite pilot is close the airspace around Glendale Airport doing some aerobatics.
Was that the Red Baron?
Pit special.
J.J. Bleday. He will take a pitch up high. You ever do the aerobatics, barrel rolls and all that?
I've done barrel rolls and everything else. Not my favorite.
1-0 to Bleday. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I prefer the smoother rides.
I much prefer being upright.
Well,
Looper, but right underneath it, Miguel Rojas for out number 2.
your feet are intended to be below your head for most of the time.
I agree. That's the preferred spot for them. Tyler Wade, left-handed hitter, faced Dustin May. Ground ball through the left side and a base hit. Moving Wade around. So they give him a certain time window, correct?
Well, you can close off because it's a very light day as far as air traffic. Luke Air Force Base is not flying. It's only a few miles away, 4 miles away as well on Sunday. So yeah, you block out an airspace. Gentlemen getting ready for the air show. It'll be at Luke very soon.
Here's Zach Geloff, just back from the WBC where he represented Israel.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He'll take ball 1 from Dustin May.
I need to get you up in the plane.
As long as my head stays above my feet, I'm good with it. I enjoy flying. I just don't want to fly upside down. Looked like he was going, but shut it down. Waited first base.
Was that a bluff to try and figure out, hey, do I feel like I'm getting an adequate jump and a good read off the Dustin May, who does at times take a little extra time in delivering the ball. What a nice discussion about, you know, is it going to be a factor now with more attempted stolen bases? And I forget who the former pitcher was, but he's talking about, you know, this would be a good time for pitchers to really work on a slide step more often.
3-0 to Geloff.
Because if you look at Dustin May, the slide step from time to time might help him as far as puzzling the runners. because he does have a rather high leg kick once he comes from that set position to deliver the baseball.
And a 3-1. Runner goes this time. Pitches low, ball 4.
Yeah, and there would not have been a chance to throw him out at second base either. I mean, that is a very high leg kick. And if you incorporate the slide step every once in a while, runners would probably not be taking a huge liberty.
There's one thing that Mark Pryor, the pitching coach, mentioned to Kirsten just before the first pitch was that he is working on trying to be quicker to the plate. The slide step designed to get pitchers quicker to the plate. 2 on and 2 out. 2-0 is back to the top of the order.
Well, you're not that quick though when you're raising the front leg. You know, the knee comes up to really belt high.
May checking the runners and the pitch. Backs Ruiz out of the way. Ruiz grounded out to Miguel Vargas to start the ball game.
Ruiz, another guy, if he gets on base, watch him. 85 bases he's stolen. A .332 average combined in the upper minor leagues.
Some aerobatics right above us.
Yep. And I guarantee you, if you're holding a dozen eggs in your laps in that pit special, they'd be scrambled by now.
Rio's outside, and Dustin really having a problem zeroing in the strike zone. Mark Pryor will emerge from the dugout to go have a word.
And it's not just missing in one location. If it were, it'd be, you know, reset the sights.
So he has loaded the bases with a 2-out single and 2 walks.
I noticed a little bit of frustration as Dustin May was walking off the field after the completion of the first inning. You know, a ground ball out, first batter he faced, then there was an infield single and a slow chopper, and then a 3-2 pitch. Angeliers with a rocket ship for a home run.
So you see where May's at 39 pitches. The idea today was to get him to go 5 innings, but 75 would be the pitch limit. So he's getting a little too close for comfort there.
And he'll have only one more tune-up in spring training before regular season.
So far, what we've seen from the fastball velocity, he's been sitting 96, 97. Ryan Noda takes low. Ball 1 strike. There it is. Well, he just has such a nasty breaking ball. And that 2-seamer with that arm side run away. Well, that one down the middle for a strike. 1 and 2. So Dustin coming back here with runners on. 3 of them. Trying to get out of the inning. Noda awaits the offering. 1-2 pitch. We'll wait. Dustin's surgery, he was 476 days in between pitches on a major league diamond. Yeah, he comes back to strike out Noda. No runs, 1 hit, 3 left. After an inning and a half, it's the A's 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Best plays presented by T-Mobile for a chance to win the ultimate all-star fan experience. Restrictions apply. See rules and vote at worldbaseballclassic.com/best plays. Fujinami to face Max Muncy. Max 300 so far this spring. Max appears to be the Dodger hitter who will be most impacted in a positive way by the shift restrictions. We've seen it already this spring. Dave Roberts was confirming that this morning, saying, yeah, it looks like he's going to benefit greatly from it.
The biggest benefit that Max Muncy has is his elbow is healthy. He did not dwell on it much at all last year. Compliment to him. He didn't make any alibis, excuses, but he was still suffering from strength in the arm injury, mobility, range of motion.
He just couldn't get full extension.
Well, he had to
sometimes.
alter the swing physically because of the elbow.
3-2 to Max.
It's hard enough to hit, much less when you say, hey, wait a minute, I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do this, so let me try that.
Shintaro Fujinami, the 3-2 delivery. Got him. Third strikeout out of 4 batters for Fujinami.
Pretty good wrinkle in that pitch too. So you combine that with what we've seen is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
So fastball, very good. Slider might be his best pitch, but he's also got a nasty split. He'll throw the split-fingered fastball that'll drop. He's been continuing to develop that. Facing Trace Thompson. Strike one. Last year in Japan for the Hanshin Tigers, Fujinami was 3-5 with a 3.38 ERA, and actually he had spent some time in the minor leagues. This guy's a 3-time All-Star, former starter, has not started since the 2017 season. Last time he was an All-Star in Japan was 2015.
Very rhythmic delivery until he's ready to throw the baseball. And then it's a very quick release as he just whips the arm through at the release point.
Slider for a strike. He's got the PitchCom device on his glove. See it right near his thumb.
And yet he's nodding to his catcher.
Yesterday we saw Jake Diekman for the White Sox, who had a black glove, and of course the PitchCom device is black, and you read the rule. You can't attach anything to your glove that's not the same color.
But I think that they're going to waive that consideration and say, hey, look, we're trying to streamline this entire thing.
Ball 4.
But according to the rule book, what is it? 305, I forget which paragraph it was, is it anything attached to the glove has to be the same color of the glove. And obviously you've got something that's already different color than the glove, that being the label of the manufacturer.
So you can see that attached to his glove. Looks like a TV remote control. Miguel Vargas with a man on and one out. Down to short. Nick Gallen flipped to second, one on to first. Got off with the turn, and that is an inning-ending double play. 6-4-3. Head to the third at Camelback Ranch. 2-0 Oakland.
Presented by authority of the Los Angeles Dodgers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
44 pitches through 2 innings for Dustin May. And he's on the pace for 75 today, or 5 innings first. Looking for a quick inning here if he can get it. Shea Langoliers back up for the second time. Takes the breaking ball inside. Langoliers 2-run home run in the first. His second of the Cactus League season. Ground ball to Miguel Rojas. 1 out.
Ball hit sharply. Again, Rojas talked a few days ago about the fact is you watch him collect his feet underneath him. You know, it's not just a, hey, look, I'm going to short step it and reach over, cross body and backhand the ball. He tries to make sure that he can shuffle the feet all the time to where he can get to the ball and receive it directly in front of him as often as he can.
Pitch high to Connor Capel. Struck out swinging in the first. watching Rojas and Chris Taylor and some of the other infielders taking throws from the catcher at second base today over on field 2. And the way that he covers the bag too. I mean, he's just got such good fundamental footwork to put himself in position to make plays.
Yeah.
And he's just a veteran guy, but really has a sound toolbox of the fundamentals.
And part of those fundamentals, something that really does not get observed that often, is that when you're taking the throw from the catcher, let the ball come to you, because if you reach way out in front of you, you're trying to hurry things up. But if you reach way out, catch the ball, then come back with a tag, you're not nearly as quick as you are letting the ball come to you. Oh, it's only a matter of split second. But safer out can also be a split second.
3-2. Do it again. A lot of the really good infield instructors will tell you exactly what you said. Catch the ball in front of you and put the tag straight down.
Yeah, down versus coming all the way back to make the tag.
He's going to be out of play. And now with the era of replay that we're in, you got to keep the tag on the guy.
Yeah.
Because he might separate himself from the bag for just an instant.
And
you need to
talking
know
of fundamentals, and this guy's name gets brought up quite often, and for very good reason. Visiting teams used to go out and watch infield practice when Ozzie Smith was taking ground balls. He was that good. He put on a display.
Third walk issued by Dustin May over the last 2 innings. That was what hampered him last year. Now, last year was important for him just to get back up on the mound after Tommy John surgery, but his walk rate was up. Looking to curtail that as he heads to the regular season. His first 2 starts, he walked 3 in 11 innings. Went 1-1 with a 0.82. That was in his first 2 starts. But the next 2 starts, when May came back, he walked 8 in 10 innings. And he was 0-1 with an 8.10 ERA. Allowed 3 home runs. He walked 8 of the 38 batters he faced. Runner goes, and he'll be safe as Mazika couldn't hang on.
Wasn't going to matter anyway. His release point is over a second and a half, 1.5 plus. The optimum time that you want is 1.3 or less to give your catcher an opportunity. There was no opportunity there, whether the ball is caught cleanly or not.
Tyler Soderstrom with a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Soderstrom. Oakland is a team that seems to be perennially rebuilding. You realize on their 40-man roster they only have 2 players that they drafted. A lot of the really good draft choices are playing elsewhere now. Ground ball to first. Freeman's got it, and he will get to the bag before Soderstrom for the second out, advancing to third on the play. Capel. And remember, they had drafted really good players. Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, Sean Murphy, the catcher. They got guys like Chris Bassett, Sean Manaea, and Frankie Montas when they were young, and then developed them. All of them are gone.
There's 8 new faces initially, besides a couple of invitees.
Nick Allen takes a strike.
Tom Muller, Trevor May, Drew Wysenski, Jace Peterson, Aledmys Diaz, Ruiz Pena, Noda.
Popped up right side of the infield. Miguel Vargas will retire him. And a scoreless inning for Dustin May. He's got 61 pitches through 3 innings. Oakland 2, Dodgers nothing. Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance April 3rd to receive a Julio Urias bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets, Dodgers.com/promotions. Shintaro Fujinami back at it. facing Miguel Vargas and pumps in a strike. First time up for Vargas today. 7 for 24. I think you can take, if you took 11 of his 24 at-bats out of there, that'd be pretty good. His average would be really good. Why would you take 11 out? Because he had 11 at-bats when he wasn't allowed to swing.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that thing. Actually, it would be more than that. It would be 15 because he walked. Well, he doesn't get an at-bat. His plate appearance. But, yeah, take 11 at-bats out of that. You have a very good spring average.
Well, he showed he has some power if you look at what he was able to accomplish at the minor league level, along with a very good batting average on top of it. Dave Roberts knows exactly what is on call here. I mean, the second base job basically was there for the taking. There's a wake-up call to get the adrenaline level going. That is way too close.
Now the 2-2 pitch to Vargas. 3-2. Nobody likes to see that pitch up there.
Well, Fuji did have some, some games in Japan in those 10 years there. They talked about, hey, look, at times the control was not there.
3-2 outside, ball 4. Yeah, that's been the word on him, has been inconsistent command, and that's why he had to spend a little time in the minor leagues last year. After, being a regular major leaguer with the Hanshin Tigers in Japan, and to have to go down there after a number of years up in the highest league just gives you an idea of the command issues he was having. Steven Duggar in right field today. Outside, ball 1.
Well, here's a question if the pitching coaches could figure this out all the time. Command issues. Is it mental or mechanical?
Can there be a combo?
Could be. Mechanical, repeatability, the delivery. That's why you see a lot of pitchers, even when they're not actually pitching, working on their delivery, the balance, the tempo.
For Fujinami right now, 17 balls, 17 strikes.
Well, they talk about hitters hitting at 500. He's pitching at 500.
Two balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's the question. Is it someone at the major league level? Guy who makes his living throwing a baseball, plays 17 inches wide, and you're 50% in throwing strikes?
Should be more than that. And if you throw a lot of pitches and you get deep into counts all the time, you're going to have a lot of short outs.
But there are some pitchers over the years that they have been labeled as pitching to avoid contact. I realize that's the name of the game if you can to begin with.
He walked another man, so he's walked as many as he struck out. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Now Vargas over to second base. Tying runs on, and Patrick Mazeika, the number 9 hitter, coming up. Mazeika is 1 for 13. 077. Facing 28-year-old Shintaro Fujinami. Has not made a start in a regular season game since 2017. And this will cause a meeting on the mound. First inning he threw 11 pitches. Second inning 13. So far here in the third, he's thrown 14 and he's walked 2 men.
Scott Harrison along with the interpreter. Fuji does speak English as he's engaged in a conversation with his catcher as well, but they want to make sure exactly what's happening with the translation. From a hitter standpoint, this is where you say, okay, the guy's in front of me. He's walked 2. 3, as you mentioned, of the last 4 batters. Sit on a fastball in a certain location right here. You know he's going to have to just throw a strike.
Caught the inside corner. One and one. Tried for that corner again and missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. 2-2.
You know what I've noticed about hitting, what makes it easier? Distance. The farther away from home plate you are, the easier it appears to hit. The closer to get to home plate, the degree of difficulty rises. And if you're watching on television, I mean, it's a lot easier in the stands when you're looking at it, the broadcast booth when you're looking. Watching it on television, it's like frustratingly easier in appearance.
2-2 to Mazika. Nobody out, 2 on. That's 3-2. Yeah, you're right. I mean, how many times has somebody watching a game at home, somebody who played in high school or whatever, maybe even college, and they say, well, I think I can hit that
I can
guy.
hit that pitch.
Okay.
I can wear that guy out.
Stand in the box. You'll see. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. Langeliers has to chase it down. So 3 straight walks this inning as the control troubles for Fujinami have shown up here in the third.
Well, if you think it's that easy to hit, take your car keys and hold them about belly button high and drop them to the floor. The amount of time that it takes those car keys to leave your hand and hit the floor, that's the amount of time that a hitter has to discern if it's a fastball, curveball, splitter, if it's a changeup, if it's on the strike zone, if it was in the strike zone, if it's knee high, if it's top of the strike zone, and then swing a bat that weighs about 2 pounds. That's all the time you have.
Pitch clock violation on James Outman. He wasn't alert to the pitcher in time, so he's got a strike on him here. 0-1. Nobody out, bases loaded. And he ropes it down the right side. Foul. Well, the first baseman, Noda, almost got a glove on it.
Just a good swing right here. Cleared out that front side. Just barely fouled down the line. Outman with all the ability in the world, and he's had a chance to show it here so far in spring.
2 strikes on him. This one shot foul the other way. A good opportunity for Outman. He has tailed off a little bit in the last few days after a red hot start to spring training. Batting average down to 281. Oh, 2 again from Fujinami. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's flashing a high target at the last second. Fujinami with some success. Look at the first inning with off-speed pitches.
He gets out.
Yep. And there it was, that splitter.
That splitter just drops off the table. A pretty good one. Freddie Freeman struck out looking in the first. is up there with the bases loaded and 1 out. Ball 1 to Freddie.
Well, the wind that had been blowing in is no longer really a factor. It's the flags that barely moving. I bring that up because looking at the outfield defensively, very shallow.
They got to be playing to try to throw out a base runner at the plate. They'll give up the one over their heads, I guess.
Infield, the left side playing to pull, right side pretty well straight up. Outfield a little bit opposite way.
Strike 2 to Freeman.
Freeman was right. He said, look, don't worry about the leg injury. More tightness in the leg. Or he had to leave Team Canada. But the tightness a lot better than a pull. So it looks like he's really back on schedule.
Langoliers blocked it.
See, that's the strong point of Langoliers. They like the defensive ability. Even though down on one knee, he was able to move to his right and get some body on that ball, knock it down, save a run.
Opportunity for the Dodgers, down 2-0. 1 out, bases full. 2-2 pitch from Fujinami. Freeman belts this one. Deep center field. And it is caught. And tagging and scoring is Vargas. Good credit to Ruiz, the center fielder. Good jump with the baseball. Went back and caught it. But Freeman with a sacrifice drives in his 9th run of the spring, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, making contact with the 2 strikes in that situation. For Duggar, he went so far towards third base. Even if the ball drops in, you have a chance to easily score. If the ball is caught, if you're near the second base bag, you have time to at least tag and go over to third. But for Freddie Freeman, boy, the art of making contact in big spots.
J.D. Martinez with the tying run at second. J.D. playing left field today. Dave Roberts was asked about that because he's going to be the everyday DH pretty much. And he said, well, you want to keep him engaged. You want to keep him active as a position player at times, too.
Yeah, during the season, just about every ballpark has a batting cage right near or within the confines of the visiting locker room. Well, not the case in spring training. So if you're the designated hitter, it's too far to leave the dugout and go out to the batting cage. Most of the time, you might have some legwork that you have to do. So how do you stay busy? How do you stay prepared for your next at bat?
1 ball, 1 strike offer. Well hit to left. With Capel in front of the track, will make the catch, and that'll do it. Dodgers end up with a run. No hits. And they'll leave a pair. We'll go to the 4th. 2-1 A's. 61 pitches for Dustin May through the first 3 innings. This could be his last inning, depending on how it goes. If it's a quick one, he might go into the 5th. And the number to look for today with him is 75. J.J. Bleday will take inside ball 1. Bleday was with Miami, and the A's sent pitcher A.J. Puck there for Bleday. But Bleday was recently sent back to minor league camp and will not be on the opening day roster. So Bleday more than likely will be in AAA most of the year. In 2009, he was the number 4 pick by the Marlins. 2-1 the count. Not missing by too much. Mark Rippinger, the home plate umpire.
Which during the in between innings, something interesting. You know, the umpires are wired for sound, buzzer, everything else along with the pitch clock.
stroke to center field. And Trace Thompson hauls it in for out number 1.
And as soon as the final out was made in the bottom half of the inning, one of the technicians came out. They were attempting to repair part of the electronic equipment that Rippinger is wearing. Well, evidently they could not do it, so he is does not have the speaker where he can contact the official timekeeper or the buzzer at the particular time. So the technology, that's another area that we may experience during the regular season.
Strike 2 to Tyler Wade. Yeah, that's going to be, it's not going to be that big of an issue, I think, because they'll just kind of go back to what they've done in the past.
But
hand signals.
But if there's no buzzer to help alert the umpire, then the umpire is in charge of a lot of different things. Balk, possibly, just physically. Is the pitcher ready? Is the hitter alert and ready? What's happening with the pitch clock? There's a lot of things that home plate umpires now added responsibility, right? Along with the other umpires for that matter.
Keep your eye on the clock. Max Muncy's got it. And Wade is out. 2 down. Yeah, this year in AAA, they're going to be using the ABS system again. They did it in the second half of the season last year, but they'll use it the entire year. But the umpires will only be using the automatic ball strike system, aka the robo-ump, during certain days of the week. In other days of the week, they're going to call it themselves because they need to keep the AAA umpires fresh in that area, because those guys get called up to the big leagues on vacation relief a lot. So they're going to be doing it both ways in AAA this year.
So it's going to be somewhat like a shellfish with R month.
What?
Yeah.
No, there's another part to this too.
I hope so.
There is. Geloff strikes out. Have to save it. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Just 13 pitches for Dustin May in the 4th. A better inning for Cody. 74 pitches for the tall Texan. Max Muncy to lead off against Fujinami. Ball 1 to Muncy. Max struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. That pitch low. Just to finish off the other side of that umpire thing in the minor leagues. On the days when the umpires call the games themselves, there will be a challenge system in place so that the batter, the catcher, the pitcher, they'll be able to challenge whether they think that was a ball or a strike. Only so many per game. I think it's 3. And if you are right, then you keep your challenge. If you're wrong, you lose it. And again, it's the ABS system they will use to go to determine whether it was a ball or a strike. Yeah. So that's how that's going to work. You're going to see a challenge system also in the minor leagues, as well as the robo-ump. Well, Max takes a walk. Dodgers have the leadoff man aboard, and Muncy represents the tying run. So 4 full innings for Dustin May. Correction on the pitch is just 72, so close to 75. It's just where we thought he'd be, but he was hoping for 5 innings today. It's kind of the way that things are determined. 4 and 60, 5 and 75. That's sort of draw it up before a game begins. Gets away from Langoliers, and Muncy heads down to second base.
You just can't hold down good speed, can you?
No.
But just anticipating anything that's in the dirt. So again, we see Fujinami, he's all over the place. Wild pitch.
You're going to get Max upset with us because a few years ago you had a kind of a, it was a compliment, but it's sort of a backhanded compliment about his speed going down to first base. There's a shot right at Allen, and Max is going to get doubled off. 2 outs. But you saw me at the batting cage the next day, and he said, "Hey, I heard you were calling me slow." I said, "I didn't call you slow." And he says, "Yeah, you guys were talking about how I can't run." And I said, "I don't think so." And so what I did was I had my phone with me, and a good thing for MLB.TV and the at-bat app, I called it up. Dave Roberts was there and Justin Turner were there, and they're laughing because they know I got the goods, right? So I played that at-bat for him, and you said something like, he got down line pretty well for a big guy, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said, which was a compliment. And so I think he had heard about it a little differently.
No, that's not a distraction at all.
That's right.
I know plenty of big guys are fast.
Yeah. So we go to the 5th inning now. Oakland still leading 2-1. Here's baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. There's Rick Monday, and Harvey the Rabbit is in the cage. And you've got to explain this.
Jerry Neudecker was the umpire, and in Kansas City they had a mechanically operated rabbit that had that box, if you will. It was holding the box up. There was a trap door, and it went down below the ground right at field level, and the umpire could go behind home plate, and there was a little button in the ground, and they could step on that button. Here, trap door would open up. Here comes Harvey the Rabbit. He could get a new supply of baseballs, and evidently I was just letting Mr. Neudecker know that he shouldn't be stealing baseballs.
Yeah, I don't think that's what you're letting him know.
No, I just let him know that he missed a pitch.
Jimmy Nelson back out there since his last outing on Thursday. Right-hander making his 5th spring appearance. And he ends up walking Esteury Ruiz to start the 5th.
So very quickly, Harvey the Rabbit was brought from Kansas City to Oakland when the club moved there in '68. They had it installed for about a year, and it stopped working. It was operated on compressed air, and the bottles were somewhere around the dugout, and they ran lines up to home plate, and the Rabbit would come up and stop working. So Finley, never one to miss an opportunity, held a wake at the stadium for Harvey the Rabbit.
Ryan Noda hit by the pitch.
And the wake was held in what is now the press dining room at the Oakland Coliseum. And my understanding is, in doing some research, is over the years, is that the rabbit itself, painted with the A's uniform, was buried somewhere under the stadium.
Now, just to be clear, this wasn't a live rabbit.
No, it was not. It was,
okay.
Yeah.
This was a stuffed rabbit.
Yeah.
But what were you telling the umpire there? That he missed a pitch?
No, I was probably telling him just what a wonderful job he was doing. Jerry Neudecker was a very good umpire.
You always put your hands on your hips like that and
Not
scowl
always.
when you tell people they're doing a good job?
Not a scowl. I was just admiring his work. No, I was irritated. But Charlie did a lot of things. So there was Harvey the Rabbit. Then there was a gentleman that he had, and Engineer Bill out in left field with a big bell.
Yeah, and Ruiz breaks for third and makes it standing up.
Well, Nelson never even checked him.
No.
Stealing a third base, standing up, because Nelson just really occupied a walk and then a hit batter. He's not really concerned about the runners, but now it's first and third.
Well, on his own also. Noda still at first base. Nobody out in a 2-1 ball game. Pitch to Langoliers outside, and Jimmy Nelson's had a real issue with the walks here in spring training. Bases are loaded now on 2 walks and a hit batsman. 9 pitches, no strikes.
And already someone throwing in the bullpen.
So Mark Pryor will go on and try to settle him down a little bit here, as Oakland can set up a big inning.
And quite frankly, I mean, where do you go from here? It's you know, you're missing up, down, in, and out. And in the background, what we can hear is the clock ticking down for opening day.
11 days. 11 days till opening day. Dodgers have John Rooney, one of the minor leaguers, over today for the first time, warming up. This time of the year, it seems like they're shuttling some different guys, giving a lot of different minor leaguers an opportunity to be part of the A game. And Nelson again a ball as he faces the left fielder Connor Capel. Nelson ready to deliver another. Here it comes. That's to the backstop, and Ruiz will score. It's now 3-1.
And the inning gets more and more challenging for Jimmy Nelson. This times there's a breaking ball, but Mazika, who's down on one knee, that no chance to move. I mean, the ball's well inside, but there's no shifting over to try and block the ball.
Jimmy has not thrown a strike yet.
This may be the last batter that he faces.
Pitch coming to Capel. And there it is. Try to repeat that. Runners lead second and third, still nobody out. And he has walked him. 3 walks and a hit batsman this inning, and a wild pitch producing a run. Nelson will get set to face Soderstrom.
Well, here comes Roberts. That's going to be it. It's a frustrating afternoon, a short afternoon, but I'm sure it's seemed much longer for Jimmy Nelson.
And there's a guy who has fought injury. Has missed a lot of time trying to make his way back, and has a struggle today. John Rooney coming out of the Dodger bullpen for the first time this spring. He will face Tyler Soderstrom with nobody out and the bases loaded. So you come over from minor league camp. You want to pitch in a big league game? Well, here's the bases loaded and nobody out, kid.
Go get him.
Yeah. Rooney is from Hofstra, Hempstead, New York, Hofstra University. 3rd round pick by the Dodgers in 2018. Last year with both Rancho Cucamonga and Great Lakes. Fires a strike in there. At Great Lakes, he was 5-2, 2.63 ERA in advanced day. I beg your pardon, that was in 19. He was up in Tulsa last 2 years. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
It's a big spot for Rooney to come in. He comes in with bases loaded, the attention, and a chance to, hey, they know I exist.
Breaking ball low. Went 4-7 last year in Tulsa, Double-A. Payoff pitch is a swinging bunt. Muncy will grab it, and he gets the out at first, but the A's will score another run.
Nice play by Muncy also, because coming over is it Rooney thought that he had a chance, was actually reaching down for it. And Max did not shy away from this ball at all, and then Able to fire it over there.
One out, runners move to second and third. Langoliers at third, Capel at second. After Noda came across to score. Here's Nick Allen. Infield is in. Dodgers will try to cut down the run. Nothing in one to Nick Allen. He's 0 for 2 today. John Rooney looking for 2 more outs. Might get one here. Duggar in foul ground will make the catch. Runner tags. Here comes the throw. It's going to be late. 5-1 Oakland. Langoliers comes in to score.
Well, for Duggar, covered a lot of ground. You come over and, is it going to be even playable? And going away, really side saddle from home plate. Still made a very good throw to home plate.
Infield back with 2 down for J.J. Bleday, runner at third. Pitch high, ball 1. Yeah, for a right-handed guy running away that way into foul ground, right-hand side of the field, that's a tough throw. Having to turn your body around. And
yeah, you have to collect yourself first of all and not be running, and then turn, set your feet, throw the ball.
2-0 pitch to Bleday. 3-0. First look at John Rooney here this spring. Started 17 games for Tulsa last year. Appeared in 24 of them. Pitched the summer in the Cape Cod League for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. And he will walk a man, and there are now runners at the corners as Bleday will head down to first base. This is one of those days where the Dodgers have just allowed far too many free base runners.
Well, in this inning, 4 walks, a hit batter.
That'd be 7 in the game. 7 walks and a hit batsman. So 8 free base runners in the game so far. Throw to first base. Oh, they might have had him. He was leaning the other way. And Freddie was covering him off the bag.
Lower throw, maybe a different outcome. I'll say one thing about that move, and not a bad move either, because that time Bleday was going back to the first base bag as the pitch was on its way to home plate. He's taking no chances at all. He knew he was going to get left high and dry had that been a good pickoff throw.
Now he goes, swing and a miss, no throw down. Bleday into second base.
Get the feeling that today is one of those square peg and round hole days.
Yeah, you kind of do, don't you? Saw Bleday talking to Rojas there, both very familiar with one another from the Marlins organization. Oh, 0-2 coming to Wade. Rooney 6'5". First one home that just misses. 5-1 Oakland, top of the 5th. 2-2 pitch with 2 out. And now it's 3-2. Got to figure too. He's got some adrenaline going, pitching in the big league game today. And the payoff pitch struck him out. John Rooney comes in, and the A's are done in the 5th. Well, a duel in the desert. It's one of those two-hatted kind of days, I guess. On guard. Well, Fujinami's still in the ball game for Oakland, facing Miguel Vargas. 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. With Rick Monday, Tim Neverett, glad you're with us on this Sunday. It is Sunday, right? I believe so.
Rate this is going, we're going to be into Monday.
And Miguel hits the ball pretty well to right field, but backing up on it is Blade. He'll make the catch for the out.
Dodgers still looking for their first base hit.
No hit to this point. Yeah, you get to a point in spring training where you realize every day is just day. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Sunday.
It's it ends in Y.
It's just day. Day after day. Groundhog Day, the staff will call it.
Well, tomorrow's night.
It is, yes. Yes, and back on both TV and radio tomorrow night, simulcast.
Good. We can get Dwayne McDonald, radio producer engineer.
He's been away long enough.
Back to work, yes.
Got to get to work. You know, he needs to practice too. Spring training for him also. Our talented radio engineer. 2-0 pitch. That's in for a strike to Duggar.
Oh, don't say that. He might be listening and watching.
Yeah, he's not supposed to know that's what we think of him.
No. You're not supposed to know that we think he's the best that there is.
So don't tell him. That's fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Duggar. Yeah, we'll be over in Scottsdale tomorrow night. Dodgers will take on the Rockies. Salt River Field's a talking stick. And then I believe it's Thursday? There's another night game against Seattle. The final night game of the Arizona portion of spring training before the Dodgers head home for the Freeway Series. Duggar lays off that one. Shintaro Fujinami ran into some problems in the 3rd inning. He walked 3 straight hitters. That's the only run that resulted. This one is popped to shallow right. Blade on the run. He'll make the catch. Patrick Mazeika batting with 2 outs. Well, we wish a happy birthday to Clayton Kershaw today. Turned 35 today. He spent his birthday in the clubhouse. Well, he paid for Donnie Hernandez's arepas and empanadas that Hernandez went out and got some Venezuelan food this morning to share with the entire team, and Kirsch picked up the whole bill, we understand. One pitch. Mazeika fouls it back. Have been pretty happy with Fujinami so far, except for the occasional bounce with control issue. From what I understand. 2-2.
Well, giving up 1 run.
That's a smash into the gap. And Muzyka breaks up the no-hitter. He's heading for second base. He'll be in standing up. 2-out double.
It's a ball out away from him and still hits it really hard. One-handed follow through after the contact is made. The Dodgers finally on the board with a hit.
Well, that's got to be it. Boy, tough game. Give up one hit, you get chased. He's reached his pitch count. 5-1 A's in the bottom of the fifth. Left-hander Austin Briggs in for the Athletics. Spent the last 2 seasons in Double-A Midland for the Oakland A's. Faced James Outman with Muzyka at second base and 2 outs. Pitch low and away, ball 1. Outman leading off the DH today. His bookended strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. 2-0. Fujinami today. I think the A's might be happy with his performance, although the walks were problematic. He had 5 of those, including 3 straight in the 3rd inning. Resulted in 1 run for the Dodgers. And Briggs falls well behind Outman, 3-0. Three ball, no strike offer. That's high ball 4. So 4-pitch walk right out of the bullpen for Briggs. And Outman is aboard.
Is the plate smaller today? Normal days, you read the rule book, it says 17 inches wide.
Yesterday you said they watered the outside half and it grew.
It did. Well, evidently it dried up overnight.
Maybe it's made of cotton and it shrunk. I don't know. Good possibility. Ball 1 to Freddie. Freeman drove in the Dodger run in the 3rd inning with a sacrifice fly. 2 on and 2 out. And Briggs looking to deliver his first strike of the game. Still hasn't done it. 6 straight balls to start his outing this afternoon. The runner at second, Muzyka, belongs to Fujinami. The runner at first, Outman, belongs to Briggs. 3-0 to Freddie.
Get a good pitch and let it fly.
And 1 to Freeman. The stretch and the pitch. Lifted in the air to left field. Capel under it. And he'll make the catch, and the inning is over. Heading to the 6th inning at Camelback Ranch. It's Oakland 5, the Dodgers 1. Opening week at Dodger Stadium, presented by Bank of America, is going to be nonstop celebration that you won't want to miss. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. 5 runs, 3 hits for Oakland. Only 1 hit for the Dodgers. That belongs to Patrick Muzyka. And a new pitcher in the game, Gavin Stone, one of the top pitching prospects for the Dodgers. Coming out of the bullpen here, making his 4th appearance in a spring training game, facing the second baseman, Zach Geloff.
Stone's a very interesting study. I mean, the graphics are 3 2/3, but only 2 hits in his outings combined.
Ground ball left side, backhanded, stab by Rojas, throw to first. Safe at first. Ryan Ward, the first baseman now, as Freddie Freeman's out of the ball game. Was able to grab the baseball, but just a hair too late.
Well, just watch the athleticism with Rojas at shortstop, who can't believe that the runner was not called out. But first of all, getting to the baseball, and then quick to the feet, turning, throwing. So If the replay was being used, it would be an out.
Denzel Clark is in for Ruiz. Clark just back from the WBC. Played center field for Team Canada. Just a few days ago, Freddie Freeman was teammates with. One of the players Freddie was talking about when he was with us yesterday during the telecast, he said, a lot of great young players there you'll see in the big leagues soon. And this is one of those players on that list. Ground ball into left, base hit. Back-to-back singles off of Stone to start the top of the 6th.
Well, we enjoyed spring training and seeing so many of the players, not just with the Dodgers, but other organizations as well that we've been hearing about, reading about. And you get a little snapshot of the ability and understanding why we've heard so much about them.
Ryan Noda, 0-1 to Noda. Scored 2 of the A's runs. He had an infield single in the first inning, scored. Hit by a pitch in the 5th and scored. And Stone gets ready to fire. Off speed.
Good one.
Fastball, curveball, really good changeup. Two on, nobody out. Time called at the plate. Ryan Noda in his bright white shoes. Certainly not the first Oakland A to sport those wedding gown white shoes. Oh, Charlie Finley sent you a pair of shoes when you were first with the A's.
They were first worn in Phoenix Municipal Stadium, just a few miles away from us, right off of Van Buren, right across the street from the zoo.
Noda out on strikes.
But Charlie Finley, who bought into the A's franchise in 1960, he decided to come up with the white shoes. But they said that they were kangaroo skin white shoes. And he sent a pair. I was in an Arizona Instructional League, and they were a size too small. But the gentleman that was told by Finley to go pick them up at the airport, take them to the stadium, and I was going to wear them. They arrived about 20 minutes before the game, and we had to take a razor blade and cut the shoes to where the toes would fit, because the guy says if you don't wear them, I'm getting fired. Well, we didn't want that. And Dick Dietz was the catcher on the opposing team. It's the Giants, also Instructional League team that was playing. I went to home plate. He picked up a handful of dirt and threw them on top of the shoes.
Pickoff attempt at second base. Just a little too late. So when you had to take the razor blade of the shoes, you had to cut a hole where your toes go.
Where it totally be, and slight, slits on the side. The right pair arrived the next day. But that was a time, white shoes. I mean, that didn't work.
Kyle McGann is out on strikes, so it's 2 strikeouts for Gavin Stone. He'll face Pablo Reyes now.
Boy, that off-speed pitch is just really a dandy. Not only great location going away, but tailing away from a left-handed batter. That's a terrific pitch.
What amazes me about the shoe thing is that you were their prize draft pick and prospect, and they didn't know your shoe size?
Well, evidently, the wrong size was sent.
Somebody didn't know it. 1-0 to Reyes from Gavin Stone. But you know, growing up as a player, you wore, black spikes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody did.
Everybody did. And you didn't wear any other color. You didn't wear any other colored shoelaces than black.
Strike to Reyes, 2-1.
That's when the definition of team colors applied. That's when the definition of all players will wear the exact same color applied.
2-1 to Reyes. Now 2-2. You look at Gavin Stone. He's got the team color spikes on, the Dodger blue. And those look good. I think that's a good color with the Dodger uniform. Some guys wear some different variations with a lot of white in them, but Dodger blue is good. Chopper down to third. Muncy has it. He'll step on the bag to get the force out. That retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, and a couple left. So on the mound for the Oakland Athletics, heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Throwing right-hander. Alamasigos in the Dominican Republic.
There's a big guy, 6'7".
We've had some big pitchers in this game. A couple of 6'6", a 6'5", and now a 6'7". J.D. Martinez, the left fielder. He will take outside. Some changes for the A's defensively as Kyle McCann completes the battery. Langoliers is out for the rest of the game. J.D. hits it hard to center field and very deep. And the ballpark's going to hold it right on the warning track. That is caught, and J.D. is out.
Well, this game started out a pretty good breeze coming in straight from center field. Still a little bit of a breeze holding up the flight of a baseball in that direction. As Old Glory getting a workout.
Denzel Clark, the center fielder. Muncy hits a ball high to right field, but it's not going to go too deep. And Max is out. 2 gone. Blade made the catch. 2 outs quickly in the bottom of the 6th inning. I was just talking about J.D. Martinez in the DH position. Dave Roberts had an interesting comment today, and he didn't mean it the wrong way. He said that when you have a regular DH, it sort of handcuffs the manager because you're going to write him in all the time. There's a lot of teams, or some teams anyway, that like to use the DH spot to get their regulars a day off their feet, but keep their bat in the lineup. And he said that with J.D. Martinez, he said it's actually a good problem to have. He said it's worth it because of his history. But he said some managers like rotating players through that DH spot, but the Dodgers aren't going to do that like they did last year.
And again, there's no batting cage, immediate access from the dugout here, so you're really spending a lot of time. You can't. Dugout is not wide enough, big enough, or it wouldn't be safe enough to swing the bat in the dugout in between your at bats.
Right behind him, he's just kind of shaded there. He's got the glasses on. J.T. Watkins, who J.D. worked extensively with in Boston with the Red Sox. Right down the line, backhanded by the third baseman. And out at first, Trace Thompson. So a 6-pitch inning for Domingo Acevedo, and we're on to the 7th. Presented by Bank of America. For tickets, Dodgers.com/promotions. Night coming up, Dodgers and Diamondbacks. Tyler Soderstrom takes a strike. Gavin Stone remains on to pitch. Drew Avens has taken J.D. Martinez out. He's in left. And Trace Thompson done for the day. Bradley Zimmer is in center field for the Dodgers. Swing and a miss. Gavin Stone. He has impressed. 0-2 pitch. Got him. He strikes out Soderstrom. It's 3 strikeouts so far in the game.
Impressive pitch. Just watch the bottom fall out of it. I mean, it's like there's a magnet under the ground.
Kevin Smith up for the first time this afternoon for Oakland. Fouls it away.
Hey, by the way, how about Team USA last night? And
great game.
Yeah, they'll be against Cuba today.
Yeah, I was just looking at the lineup. They posted the lineup already. Mookie Betts leading off, and Will Smith will hit 6th and catch. Trey Turner batting 9th. He had the 8th inning grand slam. That basically won it for Team USA. And he hit it on an 0-2 pitch. He'd never done that before.
He had never hit a home run 0-2. No, ever.
And he said after the game that that was the biggest home run he's ever hit. The atmosphere inside Lone Depot Park in Miami has just been unbelievable.
They said when he hit the home run, the building was shaking.
And tonight against Cuba, again, the last time they had a meaningful game with Cuba in international competition, Tommy Lasorda was the manager. That was in the 2000 Sydney Olympics, where the U.S. beat Cuba for the gold. And Smith is out on strikes. And Gavin Stone now with 4 strikeouts.
This time with a heater.
J.J. Bleday, the right fielder. 2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Well, he's got something working today.
The bottom is falling out of it.
Yes. I think this is a name for Dodger fans to remember. Gavin Stone. Pumps one in there over the outside corner for strike 2.
Is this a setup with 2 strikes? Should the bottom fall out of this one? They're going to go away.
Here's his 2-2. Hey, got him. Ball just disappeared. Strikes out the side. 13 pitches for Gavin Stone, and that takes us to the 7th inning stretch. Right-hander Drew Steckenrider will pitch here in the 7th. 5-1 A's with the lead. Steckenrider been in a bunch of games. This is his 8th appearance. He'll face Miguel Rojas. Rojas had an opportunity to go to Team Cuba this year, but he realized this is such an important year in his development as a major leaguer. He stayed with the Dodgers in camp. And as Rick and I were talking about last half inning, Cuba will play the United States tonight. And Cuba has never won the WBC. They were in the finals in 2006 against Japan. Japan won it. There's a base hit for Rojas. Rojas was going to be with Venezuela. He stayed here. Vargas was going to be with Cuba. Rojas gets the leadoff hit.
Yeah. And Lux was going to be with the Dodgers in that devastating knee injury. They required surgery.
Rojas is out. Time for a pinch runner, and he goes and gives the scouting report to Duggar. Gianni Hernandez will take over on the base paths. Nobody out, a man on to Miguel Vargas. I think Vargas might be a lock in 2026 to play for Team Cuba. course, his dad was a big part of the Cuban national program and a great pro in Serie Nacional in Cuba. Well, we'll see what happens tonight in the semifinals of the WBC. It'll be a raucous atmosphere, that's for sure. 1-1 pitch now to Vargas. Slaps it foul. Well, they've set attendance records for that event this year.
We're starting to think also is that a ballpark in Miami is built in an area that's, you know, is called Little Havana.
You'd hope the Marlins would draw better. Uh-oh, Hernandez picked off by Steckenrider.
A quick move, big lead.
So it's a 1-2 count on Vargas, nobody on, and a pitch now by Steckenrider. Inside, let's check in with Kirsten.
Thanks, guys. Well, I am here with pitching coach Connor McGinnis. And Connor, let's first start with Dustin May. We saw him get the start today. What'd you see from him out there?
You know, he grinded through it. To be honest with you, he wasn't feeling his best today. You know, he might have eaten something a little bit, but for him to get over close to the 75 pitches, that was the target for the day, and he executed some solid pitches that he wanted to work on today. So overall, it was a good win for us on that front.
We're about now, I mean, it's less than 2 weeks until opening day. How important are just these kind of final outings for these guys, or even just the final work on the backfields and their bullpens to get them ready for the season?
Yeah, without question. It's all about just kind of getting the workload in, and guys are going to be trying some different things just in practice, just to kind of flush it out, make sure that they're dialed in, that they're best version of themselves for the season.
Now, we're still seeing Gavin Stone out here. He is someone that I feel like when I've talked to you guys, when I've talked to Dave Roberts, everyone is excited about his future with this organization. What has stood out to you the most about him?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to talk about the changeup, and then you just look at the mound presence. I mean, this guy just looks like a straight-up killer on the mound, and feels like he's been pitching in the big leagues for a very long time, given his age and background. So we're just excited for him to come up, get this experience, get his feet under him, and we're really excited about his future, to be honest with you.
For Dodger fans, is there someone you could compare him to?
Oh, man, my goodness. It's kind of like a combination, a little bit of everyone. You know, you can kind of see some Buehler in there. You can see some Kirsch in there in the work ethic. You can see a little bit of D-May, some Tony, some Julio. So I think he's just done a great job of learning from the guys around him while he's had that time up here, and we're just really excited about him.
That's amazing. Now, we talked about a little bit as the guys were preparing, but there's been a conversation around Tony Gonsolin. He hurt his right ankle, so it's taken a little bit longer for him to come back, but he's still in a good spot. How are you seeing some of the younger guys, whether it's Andre Jackson, Ryan Pepio, and even Michael Grove, stepping up to be someone who could be in that fifth starter spot to start the season?
Yeah, we're very fortunate with the amount of depth that we have. Our player development group, our scouts, and everyone do a fantastic job being able to give us these depth pieces and options. And it's just kind of next man up. You know, we've been in a position like this before, and I'm just excited for these guys to get the opportunity and go out and showcase their skills.
What about the bullpen? How's that shaping up?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, getting to see, Yency back out there, Gratter, all these guys have been working really hard. Phil Bickford put in a ton of work this offseason, getting Victor Gonzalez back from that injury and whatnot. I'm really excited about our bullpen, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Now, what is it like from your side? You have to keep the focus on here, but when you have a guy like Julio Urias who's playing in the WBC, are you watching? Are you kind of like keeping tabs? What's going on with that?
Absolutely watching. It's really going to be fun, and I can't wait to hear the stories from Captain Barnes over there and all the stuff that's been going on. So we're excited to get those guys back, but I hope they kind of keep their thing rolling.
All right, Connor. Well, I appreciate your time as always.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, guys.
Captain Barnes might be a label that'll be tough to shake for Austin.
Yeah. He'll want people to salute him.
Well, he's had a good WBC. He really has. He'll go against Japan tomorrow. Stephen Duggar walks, so 2 on and 1 out. Think about Japan, though, Mo. They got to fly from Tokyo to Miami to play a baseball game. Well, that can't be easy.
Well, would you rather just stay home?
No.
Exactly.
Take the flight. Just saying, it's a long way to go for Mexico wins only 9 innings of baseball. Japan could win. They're really good. They haven't lost yet. But Venezuela was unbeaten too until the U.S. beat them last night. So with the Venezuela loss, we would expect pretty shortly to see David Peralta back in camp and in the remaining exhibition games, some of them anyway. Zika, fly ball center field. Denzel Clark under it. He'll make the catch for the second out. So coming to the plate now, Dalton Rushing. This is an interesting prospect for the Dodgers. He's very young. This will be his first plate appearance in a spring training game. Another Louisville catcher. Henry Davis was the guy right in front of him at Louisville, who was a first-round pick. But Rushing is going to make his own noise, that's for sure. Last year, they were in Arizona. Just played a couple of games in Arizona before getting assigned to Rancho. But he had almost 100 at bats there. 28 games. He had 99 at bats, Rick. He hit .424. 42 hits in 99 at bats in low A last year.
Yeah. And the 8 home runs in those 28 games.
Yeah. So as he continues to develop, Dodgers will see how he does as a middle of the order type hitter. And this ball is going to drop in for a hit. And a run's going to score. So Dalton Rushing, in his Cactus League debut, has an RBI base hit, getting Vargas home. It's 5-2.
Well, he'll be making some calls and receiving some calls. That's a fun deal when you get the call, say, hey, look, suit up, go play with the big guys. Then you get in the ball game, you deliver. Yeah, you have plenty of time to think about it.
There's Ryan Ward, the first baseman. You've got a long list as a professional ball player. When you start pro ball, you have a long list, and you want to check things off your list. And Dalton Rushing just checked one off today. It's a long road from draft to making your major league debut. But here in the exhibition season, getting late in it, it's a chance to hit today. Ryan Ward has a home run this spring. Two ball, one strike pitch. Fouled back. You know, the Dodgers are doing something interesting, it looks like, for the minor leaguers, because you got to face facts at some point in time. If you've been in the minor leagues for a while, chances are you won't go. But I'll tell you more about that when we come back, as Ward strikes out to end the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's 5-2 Oakland. Gavin Stone remains on to pitch. 5 strikeouts over 2 innings, including striking out the side in the 7th. Facing Tyler Wade. Wade fouls it back. I was talking just before the break. The Dodgers are doing. The chief of the LAPD is here. Michael Moore. He's been here, and the Dodgers are looking to try to have some of the minor leaguers that may not have a long career, try to help them with a career after baseball, and possibly in law enforcement. So that's something that the Dodgers are doing right now for some of the players that don't continue. as they look to help them after baseball.
Dodgers organization has had a wonderful relationship with the LAPD for a great number of years. Sheriff's Department as well. Dave Roberts looking on is active. Several years ago, there used to be the Dodgers gave out like baseball cards with pictures of Dodger players, and on the back was a statement of encouragement from the LAPD. Really big collector cards.
Stone shakes the first sign. Now ready. 1-2 pitch. Is there a Rick Monday collector card in that series?
I believe so, yes. So go to the antique store of your choice.
We just want to know what the message of encouragement was on the back of that one.
Stay away from the guy, I guess.
Don't take any wooden nickels.
Yeah. Guy tries to sell you a bridge.
Two and two. And he struck him out of the outside corner. Another strikeout for Gavin Stone.
Well, that's just been a big pitch, a lot of movement, and yep, long day at the ranch.
That's 6 tickets for him. 6 punch-outs. Smack to right and deep, going back after Jose Ramos, and he will watch it go off the wall. Ramos, one of the minor leaguers in the game right now. You know, talking about words of encouragement, you got some words of encouragement more often than not from one of your coaches when you were with the A's, Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper. And I know that he gave you lots of good information. Here he is talking to you as young Rick Monday.
And I remember that photo was taken at Phoenix Municipal Stadium, and the great Hall of Famer Joe DiMaggio,
Reggie Jackson standing there next to you,
and John Donaldson was on the far left, and seated at the top, Sal Bando. He's also a teammate at Arizona State. We just lost him a couple of months ago. And on the very bottom was Joe Rudy, who was a roommate of mine. Joe was not talking baseball that day, at least not at that moment.
What could he possibly have been talking about?
Well, one of the things he did, we'll go into it, but he was saying, the guy taking the photos think we're really talking in depth about baseball. That was not the topic of conversation. That's why we were all listening.
I mean, attentively too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that picture wasn't posed or anything, but you guys looked like you're paying very close attention. One to Clark, swing and a miss.
But Joe could not go anywhere without being recognized, and I mean, nothing like, oh, there's Joe DiMaggio. I mean, it was up close and personal. People wanted to meet him and talk to him, and it was difficult to find a private moment.
1-2. Got him swinging. Gavin Stone has been a strikeout machine this afternoon.
And just great movement. And then when the hitters have been looking for the off speed that's just diving for the dirt, he's thrown the fastball right by them.
5 consecutive strikeouts, 7 in the game. Ryan Noda.
Not only the depth of his pitches, but if you start to look at the location of his pitches after getting ahead, and hitters have to protect a lot more of that 17-inch wide plate when they have 2 strikes on them.
It wasn't 5 consecutive strikeouts, but it's 5 strikeouts with a double mixed in. You and I were talking about something. I kind of missed the double.
Yeah.
2-0 to Noda. Again, you see the A's hitters just out on their front foot against Stone.
And then if they're telling themselves, okay, I've got to stay back, I've got to stay back, I've got to stay back, and then you zip the fastball by them. We'll see if he comes back with a heater here.
It's outside though, 3-1. That is one thing we've learned this spring about calling games with the pitch clock. You can't look down. You can't look down as often as you used to. You know, look at your notes or things like that because you might miss something.
Well, if it's not the pitch, then you might miss the signal. Well, was it a pitch violation on the pitcher or the hitter? Was time called by the hitter?
Payoff pitch. Got him swinging way out front.
Oh,
how about this
right
kid?
Down to the knee.
8 strikeouts for Gavin Stone. 3 of them again this inning as he strikes out Ryan Noda. Not a bad outing whatsoever. 3 innings, 49 pitches, 33 of those strikes. And that was enough to get 8 strikeouts.
Well,
Gavin Stone.
And he's got every reason in the world to be smiling.
Chad Smith on the mound now for Oakland. Bottom of the 8th inning, 5-2. A's with the lead. The A's put 2 up in the first on a Shea Langoliers home run. In the 5th inning, they were the benefactors of 3 walks and a hit batsman. 4 walks that inning, actually, and a hit batsman. Chad Smith out of the University of Mississippi. Colorado Rocky. Ground ball by Bradley Zimmer to the right side. One-handed. 1 out. Smith last year had 15 games with the Rockies. All of them out of the bullpen. 18 innings pitched. Luke Williams bounces this one foul. I know you mentioned you saw the talking about Team USA's game last night with Venezuela. It's an incredible game. Did you happen to catch any of UCLA, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Basketball. Congratulations to Mick Cronin going to the Sweet 16. Got a really good team. Popped up to the right side. And Noda's there to make the catch. 2 down.
Well, UCLA moved the ball around and used their speed and start to get rebounds and run the other team and run the offense and then throw some defense at the same time.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean they've got one of the better defensive teams, although their best defensive player is out with an injury. Jalen Clark. Drew Avens. His first plate appearance today, but still very good. I think I told you it was at the UCLA game on the road against Utah just before spring training started. Saw Gail Goodrich there. UCLA legend, Laker legend.
I saw Gail Goodrich play as a freshman, and he came onto the court. And they played at Santa Monica City College. And as a freshman, it was just a throw together game. Obviously, I was with an uncle of mine. And he came on, and my first impression was, well, he must be the coach's kid. And then the game started. Because they had so many really big guys on that team to begin with. He's not a short guy by any stretch of imagination. But I mean, he had jaws dropping on the floor and what he could do. And he was, a freshman. The first look that I saw him.
A strike to Havens. Yeah, a lot of people forgot what he did for UCLA in the national championship game. He scored over 40 points. Pre-3-point line.
Well, he handled the ball so well. It was incredible.
Payoff pitch. And Havens fouls this one back. Chad Smith with 2 outs, nobody on. He's filled up the count against Drew Havens. Havens has had a good spring. Yesterday he made a nice play with a bunt base hit, drove in a run. Here he walks. He seems to be in the middle of stuff.
Yeah, he displayed something yesterday. It's an endangered species. A drag bunt.
Yeah, but you know, he knows, and the Dodgers know he's got that in his toolbox. He's very effective. And Yanni Hernandez playing shortstop. And I mentioned earlier he went out today and got arepas and empanadas, his favorite Venezuelan food spot. Got enough for the whole team. They had some fun with that team meeting today. Got the review from Dave Roberts. He said he had the carne asada and he also had the chicken empanada. He said it was wonderful. That was breakfast.
Not a bad way to start.
No. Breakfast of champions. Yeah, he's had a good camp. He's played third, he's played second, he's played short. Continues to swing a pretty good bat. Go to first base, and Havens is back. Hernandez was coming up. His nickname was the Mosquito because he was such a pest to the other teams he played against. Slices this one foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hernandez. So starting to get into countdown mode here in Arizona. Strike 3 called. Hernandez out on strikes, and we go to the 9th. With the score, the Oakland Athletics 5 and the Dodgers 2. Under the lights in Scottsdale against the Rockies. Giants come here Tuesday. Over in Peoria against the Mariners Wednesday night. And the Diamondbacks, Brewers, and Royals will wrap it up in Arizona before the Dodgers back to Dodger Stadium on Sunday. A week from today, the Dodgers will be at Dodger Stadium to take on the Angels. First of 3 in the Freeway Series. Catcher Kyle McCann takes up high from Jake Reed. Reed comes on after Gavin Stone was absolutely spectacular. 7th appearance for Reed so far here in the spring. But saying the countdown is on for Arizona. You can kind of feel it because, now we've been given the dates that the equipment trucks are leaving to head back to LA with some excess equipment and luggage and whatnot. So when the trucks are starting to head west, you know that we'll be heading west very soon.
A lot of whatnots going that way.
A lot of what? A lot of what?
Whatnots.
Yeah, luggage and whatnot. 1-2 to McCann. He had to struggle to get out of the way. Are you going to take that biplane that we saw earlier in the game? You going to fly that back?
The pit special? No, it doesn't have a big enough luggage compartment.
Plus, when you go upside down, it might fall out.
Golf clubs. Might be doing me a favor to dump the clubs somewhere over the desert.
Oh, we all know it's the club's fault.
Nope. It's the operator.
No, it's the club's fault. 3-2 pitch. It's funny, even in baseball, every once in a while you see it. Guy makes an error, he looks at the glove. Nope, operator error. Three and two to McCann from Jake Reed. That's up and in. Walked him. Leadoff man aboard for the A's in the ninth. I don't think anybody's immune from having bad intentions with their own golf club, to throw it in the pond or snap it over their knee once in a while. I'm sure you've thought of it too. That's why I stay away from my clubs, to keep them safe. They're much safer when they're away from me.
I've never thrown a club.
Never? I get frustrated out there. Pablo Reyes at the plate for Oakland. You've gotten out a couple times here in spring training, haven't you?
Yeah. Go to different places to play. Some won't let you back.
Oh, nearly got him. Reyes did a good job getting out of the way. It's 2-2. Two ball, two strike pitch from Jake Reed. Runner at first and nobody out. You only had 2 days, two scheduled off days. Of course, the other day you couldn't have golfed because it was a rain out. And
well, the nice thing is too is that there's a few night games. So.
Oh, that's right. Too.
Yeah.
Early bird gets the worm. Three and two. Well, tomorrow the Dodgers haven't announced the starter yet for the game against the Rockies. We'll find out right after the game. Gabriel Hughes is set to go for Colorado. Now Reed has walked back-to-back men here in the ninth.
You know what, the A's in town, you like cookies?
Who doesn't?
Well, the A's liked them back in the 70s. How do I know that? Well, having been there, first of all. In fact, late 60s and early 70s. They had a ball girl by the name of Debbie Fields. Yep. Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were in almost every mall in America. At least they used to be, if they aren't still.
Debbie Fields was a ball girl primarily down the left field line most of the time. At the Oakland, well, the official name is the Oakland Alameda Coliseum Complex, because there was the stadium on one side and then there was the arena.
Where the Warriors played, used to play.
And the Oakland Seals hockey team.
Yeah, that's right, the Golden Seals.
Yeah.
California Golden Seals.
Yeah, California Golden Seals.
Right.
Carol Vadnais One of the guys.
Great hockey name.
Yes.
This one into right field, and Ramos is going to play it on a hop. Bases will be loaded. Pretty good throw into second base by Jose Ramos.
And after back-to-back walks and a base hit in the ninth inning, probably be more senseless stories coming out.
Well,
MC Hammer was also employed by the A's, by Charlie Finley.
I had heard that at times he would be the one that would deliver messages to the dugout from the owner.
Well, Charlie did have a seat. He didn't occupy it that often, right behind the dugout, and there was a phone in front of him. But only 8 feet away from the manager, he would occasionally phone the dugout.
And the message from Charlie Finley to the manager would be, "You're too legit to quit."
Could be just about everything. You know, I mentioned earlier, you know, Finley bought the ball club in 1960. He actually bought it through the family trust. He bought into 49% of it to begin with, and then took over the majority, and then complete ownership.
Ground ball to the right side. Ward has it. They'll get the force at second. That's it. A run will come in. It's 6-2.
But when the A's moved from Kansas City to Oakland, the front office consisted of 6 people, including a nephew, Carl Finley. But it was really run by the executive secretary. Carolyn Kaufman was her name. But for Finley, he was a sick man to begin with. He spent a number of years in the hospital with tuberculosis. And as while he was in the hospital, he started to ask a lot of people in medical professions, "Hey, how about insurance?" He was in the insurance business. And said, "Well, we don't really have it." So he thought up an insurance plan and presented to the AMA. And 2 years later, he was a multi-millionaire. And that's how he, you know, built his fortune. He and his wife Shirley, and they had 7 children.
Nelson Beltran swings and misses for strike 2. But he also fancied himself as a promoter.
You think?
Yeah, there was, in those days with the Oakland A's, they were an interesting bunch. Ramos will drift into foul ground. He makes the catch. Runner is coming. Here comes the throw, and Ferris there. He's out. Now, Ferris blocked the plate. That's okay. The ball took him into the path. But a good outfield assist. Jose Ramos throwing out the runner from third, and a double play. Right there. Out number 3. Bottom of the 9th inning. Dodgers down by 4, 6-2. And Jose Ramos, the right fielder here. Again, right-handed thrower. That's a tough throw, but he made a great one.
A 3-hopper and a nice catch also at home plate to get that tag play. When's the last time we saw a collision at home plate?
That is not a violation of Rule 7.13, which is the otherwise known as the Buster Posey rule. Devin Mann, who's been playing second base, is at the plate. And the reason it's not a violation is because the throw took the catcher into the runner's path. Rico Garcia is the new pitcher for the A's. He hasn't allowed a run in 5 of his 6 appearances. He struck out 9 in just 6 1/3 innings of work. There's a hit of Devin Mann, nothing in 2.
Garcia out of Honolulu.
He struck him out. Foul tip. 1 down in the bottom of the 9th. Now the man of the hour, Jose Ramos, the right fielder. Good to see him at the plate now. Ramos took over for Steven Duggar. He started the game, walked twice actually, and flied out once. Big cut and a miss. Big swing. Jose Ramos from Panama. He signed as an international free agent with the Dodgers in 2018. And he's got WBC experience. He helped Panama qualify. That was a number of years ago, 2009. One-two pitch. A little high. So today we watch baseball. Tonight, as soon as we get back, we watch baseball. See Team USA against Cuba tonight. Wish the USA team a lot of luck. Try to get to the finals. Oh, this ball's crushed. Deep to right center field. It is back, and it is off the top of the wall. And into second base with a double is Ramos. I think that hit the bar that's on top of the fencing out there. Maybe an inch or so away from going out.
This is an absolute rocket. Ball out away from him, outer half of the plate. The fan right there, right on the top of the wall. On the top of the bar.
Just barely missed it. This one kicked away, and down to third goes Ramos. Down to third with one man out. Wild pitch for Garcia. David Freitas hoping to get a runner in here. That's down to third, and that'll get the job done. That's kicked around. The Dodgers put another one up, 6-3. That'll be a base hit. A run batted in.
Yeah, tough play to be able to do it. So just a little chopper, but boy, playing deep and coming in, having to worry about the third base bag and the baseball at the same time.
Wade gave it a run, but ball ate him up. And Dalton Rushing gets another at bat. He had an RBI base hit his first time up.
Well, some of the Dodger diehard, they're not giving up. The chants continue.
Again, for a lot of folks, this is an interesting prospect to get to watch hit. He projects as the 8th best Dodger prospect right now. He's looking to have a good summer. You would think he would progress. We don't know for sure, but you'd think he'd progress to high A and go to Great Lakes. And we told you before, he hit .424 in 100 at bats at Rancho Cucamonga last year. A high fly ball to center. Denzel Clark under it, and that's the second out. But anybody who goes to Rancho, no matter what time of the year it is, whether it's after the draft and the new players go to Rancho, they are under some really good tutelage in John Shoemaker, who has been in the Dodger organization forever and has mentored and taught so many of the Dodger players over the years. Freitas is going to take second base. That'll be defensive indifference. So it won't be a stolen base. One-0 pitch to Ward inside. 2 down, bottom of the ninth. Rico Garcia pitches. Gets a strike in on Ward, 2-1. You been out to the ballpark in Rancho? You've seen it?
It's been a long time.
Great park. Really, really neat park. Was out there each of the last 2 summers.
Shoemaker's been part of the Dodgers organization since 1977.
2-2. In the dirt, that kicks away, and Freitas is going to get down to third base. Another wild pitch for Garcia. Yeah, John was the AAA manager at one time when they were in Las Vegas. The affiliation was there. And I think, your best teachers are in the minor leagues in any organization. And he works so well with the younger players, getting them acclimated to pro ball. 3-2. You got players who are drafted out of college. You got guys who are drafted out of high school. It's a different deal. I mean, it's, if you're going to play 3 college seasons, that's the equivalent of 1 pro season, pretty much. Ward goes down on strikes, and this one is in the books. 2 hours and 47 minutes, and the Oakland Athletics defeat the Dodgers 6-3 to sweep their Cactus League series this year. The A's won them both. So the final, Oakland 6 and the Dodgers 3. For Rick Monday and Kirsten Watson, I'm Tim Everett. Join us tomorrow on SNLA when the Dodgers face the Rockies. We're on the air at 6 p.m. It'll also be simulcast on radio on AM 570. Now stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Have a great rest of your Sunday.